Does Kyle Shanahan want a developmental quarterback?
I think he wants a developmental quarterback if it's on his terms.
Okay.
So if it's a round 2, a round 3 guy, again, somebody that wasn't expected to do anything and he makes him great, maybe Trask is that guy. Sims didn't even put him in his top 6. So if Trask is that guy that nobody's talking about, he just had a terrible bowl game. He didn't have his weapons, so he didn't look good. Right. Nobody's putting any stock in him. So if he can take a Trask in round 2 and turn him into something, yes, he wants to develop him. If he's spending capital on him in round 1, no. He wants that guy to be game ready. He wants that guy to listen to him and go to where he's telling him to throw the ball. And he expects that guy to be game ready week 1, whether there's a preseason or there's not.
Right. And the funny thing is, I totally agree with you about Trask. Everyone seems to have figured out that Kyle Shanahan would like a quarterback like Mac Jones, right?
Yep.
I mean, it's obvious.
Yep.
Well, then he's definitely going to like Kyle Trask. What's the freaking difference other than like 2 inches and 40 pounds? There's no difference.
Of course.
Yeah, he's going to like Kyle Trask. And the fact that no one's talking about him, Chris Sims didn't mention him. He should be there in round 2. Perfect. No pressure. If Kyle turns him into a stud, he's a genius. And the best part about it is, to me, I don't even consider Kyle Trask a developmental quarterback. He's good. He's going to be what he is.
Yep.
He can use a little more experience, but it's not like you got to teach him throwing mechanics or how to get through his reads. I mean, that's the kind of development that I don't think Kyle has any patience for or any aptitude for. You know what? Maybe you can't teach a quarterback how to get through his reads. I mean, maybe that's kind of like a physical thing too that's going on in your brain.
Yeah.
I just don't know.
Yeah. Let me throw this out about Trask real quick because I looked this up and this was a tweet I threw out. Trask's 3rd career start was against number 14 Auburn. His 4th career start was against number 1 LSU, and his 6th career start was against number 4 Georgia. Here was his numbers in those 3 games. 61% passing, 267 yards per game, 7 touchdowns, and 1 interception.
Yep.
That's not bad. Not bad for a day 2 guy.
Here's the thing. A couple of months ago when I was really watching a lot of Kyle Trask, I watched his game against LSU from 2019.
Mm-hmm.
And that was, you said, his 4th career start. I haven't done a breakdown yet. Maybe we should do it. Dude, he was really good. Mm-hmm. And he lost, but it's interesting. That was the great LSU team, 2019 LSU. The great team. He lost, but he competed. You know who else played that team in 2019?
Mond.
Trevor Lawrence.
Oh,
Mond got his ass kicked. Everyone got their ass kicked.
Yeah. Yeah.
Trevor Lawrence played that team. You compare Trask's numbers against that defense in 2019 to Trevor Lawrence's, Trask did way better.
Yeah, he did.
Way better.
Yeah, he did.
I was like, wow, so this guy's serious, man. This guy's really good. No one talks about him. Maybe you and I should do a little Kyle Trask 2019 breakdown later on, because all these guys are doing these evaluations only on 2020. And if you only look at 2020, then Zach Wilson is Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
You know what? I think you should probably look at the whole picture. And that's part of it for Kyle Trask. He really competed with LSU in his 4th career start, much more than Trevor Lawrence did in whatever bowl game that was.
You just said Zach Wilson had 11 touchdown passes and 9 interceptions. And okay, so was that his 2nd year starting?
Yes.
This was Trask's 4th start. This was his 3rd, 4th, 6th starts against top-tier teams without a running game, without a good offensive line, and those weapons that he had that everybody was enamored with this year, they were all young. Nobody knew who Kyle Pitts was last year against LSU. I'm sorry.
He was tearing it up with Van Jefferson, who ended up going 2nd round to the Rams and being a big disappointment.
Yes.
Why did he get in the 2nd round? Because of Kyle Trask.
Yeah.
Because of Kyle freaking Trask. Yeah. Kyle Trask might be really – here's the thing. The dude that I really trust is – I had him on the show once. I retweet him every day. He's forever NYT. He's just steadfast that Kyle Trask is the truth, the best, and right there with Trevor Lawrence. And I keep like waffling on who I compare him to. The guy he is Ben Roethlisberger. He's Ben Roethlisberger. That's who he is. And people have like ever since I was a kid, every couple of years, it's like, hey, this guy is Ben 2.0. And there's never been a Ben 2.0. Ben is really big. People don't understand how big. He's not just 6'5", but he's 250. He's huge. And that's an asset for a guy who doesn't move it allows him to basically extend plays from the pocket. Kyle Trask is that big. I don't know if he has quite the arm strength that Big Ben has, but
he doesn't.
And he may not have the Hall of Fame career that Big Ben's going to have.
Right.
Has had, but hell of a player.
I will say this, from 20 to 45 yards, nobody throws a better, more accurate, consistent pass than Kyle Trask does in this whole draft.
It's interesting because you're always thinking 0 to 10, 10 to 20, and then 60. Like, what about 20 to 45? Yeah.
Yeah. Can I make a point real quick? Yeah. I went back and I actually looked at deep ball passes because that's what people are worried about with a strong arm quarterback. We got to have a strong arm quarterback so he can make those deep passes. Do you realize that guys that lead the league in deep passes over 50 yards, air yards, they're usually only completing 8 to 10 of those a year. And that's the league leader. Those passes do not matter. That is not going to make your career. Your career is living between that 20 and the 45 yard mark. And that's exactly where he makes his living.
That's right. Everyone thinks about it because Jimmy Garoppolo missed that pass in the Super Bowl. If only he had hit that. If only we have a quarterback who hit that one pass.
Right.
It's a low percentage throw anyway.
Yep.
And if they had hit that throw, they would have lost the Super Bowl anyway because they would have gave the ball back to Mahomes with like 140 left. But that's another discussion.
We lost the Super Bowl on the previous 2 drives where he didn't hit Kittle over the middle. That's where we actually lost.
That's true. Super Bowl. On 3rd down, the one where he went to Tevin Coleman, who was covered for like 2 yards instead of Kittle wide open. David says if they land either Mond or Trask, will they keep Jimmy G or start another free agent veteran, or would either start as a rookie? Start him. I mean, if they're not ready, you can start a guy, but Jimmy has to go. He's too expensive to be the bridge. Maverick had a cool plan that he said you could trade Jimmy for whatever and then send that pick to Carolina for Teddy. Because what is Teddy's value? Nothing. Like basically Jimmy's value. It's just that Carolina doesn't want Jimmy. So send Carolina somewhere that he's wanted. Take the 6th or the 5th and send that to Carolina and take Teddy, who's the same, plus a little mobility for cheaper. And then whenever the rookie's ready, if you're ready week 1, start him week 1. Start the future. Let's get going.
Yeah. Enough. Well, your whole point is that we're not going to be really competing until 2022. So I agree with you making that statement. For me, I would say get a bridge quarterback that you can trust, that you think can help you win this year. Not Jimmy. He's too expensive. Allows you to re-sign everybody else and start the guy that gives you the best chance to win. And then going forward, obviously, year 2, you start that rookie, no matter what.
The problem is that it's still a situation where there may be no mini camps, there may be no OTA. It may be just like last year. And now it's tough to get a rookie up to speed to start week 1. It's tough to get a veteran up to speed to start week 1 who doesn't know your offense. That could be another reason that they keep Jimmy Garoppolo around because he knows the scheme. And it's a tough – because the NFLPA and the veterans are pushing very hard for another year of this because it puts the young guys who are cheap and put them out of business at a disadvantage, period. Or they're very concerned about the pandemic. One or the other. I'm cynical about it. I feel like the vets are always pushing policy in the NFLPA that doesn't help the young guys. And this is another one. How do you develop young guys without minicamp? I mean, it's not like baseball where it's like, hey, go to AA, go to single A, get your reps. There's no reps. It's too bad.
It is too bad. It really is too bad.
Yeah. Well, appreciate David for your question, Ben for your scenario. I should have had a better answer, but you hit me with some interesting stuff, and I wasn't ready. So let me sleep on it, and we'll talk about it on Saturday. Jesse, thanks for coming on. I appreciate you calling an audible. Normally, Jesse and I are going to be Wednesdays at 7. But today we did it a little earlier. We had to call the audible. But Jesse's going to be doing another show on his channel right after this. I would suggest you tune in.
Yeah.
Jesse Naylor, Last Second Sports. Are you kidding? It's baller.
Jesse. I appreciate it, Grant. Thank you for having me. I'm glad that we were able to make it work this week. And yes, next Wednesday we'll be back at it, 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 o'clock Eastern.
Real quick, Raymond Martinez, appreciate you, said Joe Montana also recently spoke and said he did not understand how LaFleur took A-Rod off the field, the MVP. Can the Niners get Rodgers? No, probably not. But can the Niners get Joe Montana back? I love this guy. He's the best football analyst around. He doesn't care at all. He's reached this point in his life where he's like, man, I don't care. I'm Joe Montana. I'm saying it. I love that.
Can I ask you
Steve
a quick
Young
question?
cares. Yes, go ahead.
Let me ask you a quick question. I know that you just talked to him, and I don't know if he said this in the interview or if he alluded to this. Did he actually make that suggestion to Shanahan about not signing Garoppolo?
Hold on. Let me go back and read the exact quote because the way I heard it, it was like amazing. I believe he did say that. So let me read the quote.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Jimmy's cap number is pretty big. I think that's where they made their first mistake, really, was to pay so much money for someone who hasn't played a lot. What did he play in? 5 games? I tried to get them to look at the success rate of quarterbacks who left from behind great quarterbacks. It's 0. I tried to get them to look. It seemed to me that when they were in the decision-making process of, do we give this guy the big Mondo contract after this 5-game winning streak, he was consulted, or he sent him a letter or a text to Jed and was like, dude, don't do it for these reasons. And they were like, Joe, thanks for the Super Bowls, kick rocks. And now he's getting his last laugh. Like, you thought I was wrong? You thought Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch knew more about football and quarterbacks than me? Okay, well, now you learned. That was a learning experience for you. And I'm going to toot my own horn. Good for you, Joe.
Just another check mark as to why Lynch is probably going to be gone at the end of this season. Because that wasn't a Shanahan decision. He wanted Kirk Cousins.
Oh, and it wasn't a Joe Montana decision. He said, don't do it. Oh, John. Uh-oh. They're singling you out, John. The buzzards are circling, John.